Hello, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. And today we're here with welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. And as I told you guys before, we always like to give something back to all our viewers. So therefore, some of the best questions, make sure when you write a question, you write behind your clothing size and you also write behind your country where you're from. Because we'll be giving one of our lucky viewers a free Kamaru Usman t-shirt. Just going to show you guys a bit. This is the front side. Of course, I'm a bit bigger, so just going to show you guys. This is the back of the t-shirt. Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman, featuring Gorilla Wear. So this is going to be something awesome. We want to. This is something awesome. We just want to give one of our true followers who are tuning in during the interview. So make sure you stick towards the end of the interview because after this whole interview, we're going to tell them who the winner is. So it could be he or she, and we're going to tell the country. And just make sure when you ask the question, you write your size and your country behind it. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and let's bring the man himself. I know he's had a hard week, Kamaru Usman. Let's get him on the screen. Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing very good. We're doing very good. Well, first of all, I really want to tell you, I really appreciate you having the time to do this interview with us just a few days after defending your belt. I know it must be, how would I say, it must have been tough and challenging because there were so many things that happened and switches that happened for this whole UFC 251. So my first question is just going to be, how was this whole Fight Island experience for you? You know, just you as a fighter and defending, you had everything to lose. Let me put it that way. So how was the experience for you?
Initially, the experience was tough because you, once you're as a fighter, once you go through a training camp and you're towards the end of that training camp, you're not the happiest person in the world.
Of course, the diet.
And so when everything, you've done all the training, your body's bruised, you're tired, you're just worn out, and you're just ready to fight. And then they're like, okay, well, the fight's off, and then it's right there. It's already tricky. It's playing in your mind that you might not be fighting, and so that right there, first of all, you're not in the good mood already, and then that puts you in an even worse place.
True.
And then on top of it, they come back and they say, oh, you know what? You actually are fighting now. So now you got to take a 25-hour, 20-something hour flight and across the world in the heat. And I mean, I don't know if you guys ever been to Abu Dhabi or Dubai, but it's something special. It's a special kind of heat.
Yeah.
And you have to be there in the heat, and you're quarantined, and you take multiple COVID tests, and that whole process, all in all, was difficult. And it's very easy to just be bitter and sour and upset about it. But I think one of the biggest things that kept me sane is just being able to, wake up, look outside. Plus, Yas Island is beautiful. So look outside and just be thankful that I'm getting the opportunity to be able to headline and do something so great.
Well, really, really nice. And we saw the whole experience. At least they shared the experience, saying it was really hard, and it was hard to get used to the time changes as well. To be fresh at early in the morning, I think there was a big time difference. Well, we just got a question from one of our viewers online. His name is GXCU. He says, "Hey Kamaru, could you please talk about your childhood and family and how far you have come since then? Thanks, champ."
My family, my childhood, and my what?
Yeah, he says about your childhood and your family and how far you have came since then. I think what he means is like, can you talk about the way you started and now you being a champ? I think he wants to hear about the process and the difference between when you were young and the Kamaru Usman where that's a welterweight champion right now. I think that's what he means with the question, at least.
Yeah, that's a loaded question because when you're growing up, it's tough to really say, okay, this is where I'm going to be in a certain time. This is what's going to happen. And it's funny because I have a daughter now, and I'm watching her, and at her age, she doesn't care what she's going to be in 10 years.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard to really say, but now looking back, I think just life prepared me for all of this, for where I am now, because I never, growing up with two brothers, um, everything we did together. And if we fought this guy, we all fought together. If someone has a problem with one of my brothers, they had a problem with me. And so that's just kind of the camaraderie that our family has, is we ride together, we die together. And I feel that even to this day. And so that's kind of one of the biggest thing that has kind of kept me sane as far as my family structure. If a lot of people don't know, each and every fight, my brother is always in my corner. And that's my little brother, the big looking one. That's my little brother. So he's always there with me. And that's, that just goes to show, just kind of always like to have my family support with me, whether it's my brothers or it's my mom and dad back home cheering. We're all a close family, a close unit. And I think just growing up that way has kind of helped prepare me for where I am now, because I still have that family structure.
Yeah, so kind of maybe a way to keep you grounded. So it's pretty awesome. Well, we have another question from one of our online viewers. His name is Med Lemon Ahmed. I'm sure I just butchered his name, but he said, Kamaru, how do you see the fight with Burns playing out?
At the end of the day, all my fights are I see them playing out however I want them to play out. That's the one thing is I've gotten to the point now in my career to where it's not, oh, this is the set game plan that I need to do. I when I'm training for these fights, I prepare for everything, so I'm able to adjust on the fly, which is why I a lot of people wouldn't have taken that previous fight on 6 days notice. But the reason I took the fight on 6 days notice is because I'm trained for everything. I'm trained to be able to withstand and adapt to any opponent at any time. And I knew the fight with Burns was going to be a dog fight, because this is a guy that grew up with me, as far as in the practice room. He started training with me years ago, so I've shared a lot of things with him, a lot of intimate details of as far as what I do and how I prepare for certain guys. And so I knew it was going to be a dogfight. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest things in me that I just live by is I know my mind, and I know how I approach these fights, and I don't think any one of these guys are willing to go to where I'm willing to go in my mind in order to win these fights.
Would you say Burns is a bigger threat, or maybe a more difficult opponent than Masvidal?
No, not necessarily. They're all, he's at the top of the division, so they're all threats. They're all dangerous. They all possess different threats and different dangers, and they're all dangerous in different aspects. Burns is definitely very dangerous. He's coming into his own now. He's feeling that confidence, and that's a very dangerous thing. A guy that's well-rounded like as he is, and then once he starts to feel that confidence as well, it's a scary thing. So, and then we all knew Masvidal was confident because he just finished his last 3 guys back to back to back. So.
Yeah, true.
It's a very dangerous thing, but as a champion, it's my job to be able to go in and let them know that they still got a little ways to go.
That's true. Well, we have another question from the same guy. I think it's from Moab. We have another question. Oh, I think they made an error with the name. Oh, there's another question from Tyler. And he says, Masvidal versus Usman 2. What are your thoughts on a possible rematch? So will you entertain that, or will you not? You say like, nah, no need.
No, I mean, I've been there, done that, I bought the T-shirt, but I don't discriminate. That's the one thing. I don't discriminate. Anybody can get it. If it makes sense for the company, and they feel like that's something they want to do again, then I'll entertain it. But I just took care of that. So, it's up to them now.
Okay. So you're gonna maybe entertain another fight if that's what UFC wants, or
Yes,
let me put it this
if
way:
that's
what is the
it
fight
makes sense.
that you want? What is the fight that you want currently? Because you're the champ, you know, you've proven yourself multiple times. What's the fight that you want at this
The
moment?
fight that I want, honestly, is George St. Pierre.
Oh,
Yeah,
because you
that's
guys now tie, right?
yeah, we're tied, and George St. Pierre is considered um, one of the great, if not the greatest, welterweight. And so at this point, for me, it's about really
Legacy.
cementing that legacy, um, and coming out and showing everyone my dominance, and showing everyone how much I've put into this. And so if getting to George St. Pierre and beating George St. Pierre is the way to do that, then that's the guy that I want next.
Okay, and well, we did some posts online, and we also got some feedback. And online people are saying, yeah, because Masvidal brought a large public eye, and some people were even new to the sport. They even view the sport. Some saying, yeah, the fight was boring. Can you clarify for them? Because I think maybe there are people who only watch boxing or who watch kickboxing. Can you clarify for them how intense that fight was?
Um, the thing is, when people say that, it's because it's their opinion of what they want. Think about people don't necessarily want to see skillful fights. They want to see, two guys in a bar swinging at each other just so they can say, "Ooh, these guys are swinging." Ooh, you know, and that's fine. Anybody can do that. You can go to the bar down the street on a Friday night, and I guarantee you might see two guys do that.
True.
But there's a reason why we're professional fighters. There's a reason why we go to practice every day. There's a reason why we train, and that's to be able to utilize those skills, to be able to neutralize an opponent. If this guy's a dangerous striker, why do I want to take punches? First of all, I'm already risking my life in there. But why do I want to risk taking punches and be a vegetable later on so I can't even talk to my kids? Why do I want to risk that? That's why I train, to be able to break opponents down, to use their skills against them, or to be able to neutralize them and expose their weakness. That's the point.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather did that better than anybody. And then everybody started saying that with him. Oh, his fights are boring, this and that. Yeah, because he's the best. He learned how to expose guys' weakness. And I'm sorry if people feel like that's boring. If you feel that that's boring, then find somebody that can get in there and beat me.
Yeah, true. Well, and I think the funny thing about this is, think about it. If you would not have played it tactical, then everyone would have said, I don't understand. Why did Usman not play it tactical? And now you play the tactical,
Exactly.
the same people will be saying, oh, man, Usman played the tactical. I think it doesn't matter how you fight. People will always have their opinion about how the fight went. But I think the best thing is just, yeah, you need that win, just what you said. You have to solidify your legacy. So, yeah, the wins count end of the day. So they're not going to say, oh, yeah, this was a bar fight. No, you just have to play tactical, and you're right. So, of course, you put all these hours of training. Just like you said before, you have to miss your family, miss your daughter. So it would be idiotic to just go there and have a bar fight and because you want to please the crowd. I think it was something about like pleasing the crowd or really showing your skills and really, how would I say it? Really, yeah, showing what you worked for. So I really respect that. I also agree with that as well. So it's not just about, look at Anthony Joshua. He wanted to please the crowd and he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. So it was kind of like the same stuff. And second time around, he thought about his game plan a bit more. Well, we also got another question from Force. He says, what are your game plans for Burns? It's actually kind of like the same, but he says your style are similar. His jiu-jitsu is really good. He says your style and Burns' style are a bit similar. So what do you think will give you the edge if you want to run a fight with Burns?
It's going to be a dogfight, but I think my mind, when you train with somebody, they know you in a sense, but they don't really know how deep you're willing to go into the fight, how much of a dog you really are, because when you train, you don't really try to hurt the guy. You never really fully try to hurt the guy.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of a false sense of confidence from someone who's trained with you, because then they
Hmm.
feel like, oh, you know what? I know him. I know his limits. But they really don't. They really don't know how much of a savage you are on the inside, and how far you're willing to go in order to ensure your wins. And so, that fight's a dogfight. I think Burns is very, very talented. He's hungry, and he's very eager to get his shot.
Yeah.
But like I said, as the champion, it is my job to show all these contenders that their championship aspirations will turn into nightmares really, really quickly when they step inside that octagon
Wow.
with me.
Well, just one question, because you keep saying my mind, and your mentality. So, what would you say that mind, or at least your mentality, come from, and why do you think it's above? Let me say the normal people. Where do you think that comes from?
All the way from when I was a kid, all of it, seeing what I've seen, doing what I've done. It's I don't think as many people that, and I notice it now more so than ever, because I'm aware of my mental health. And so I don't think many people think the way that I think, the way that I break things down, and the way that I the process information. Because since a kid, I have, growing up in Nigeria, seeing what I've seen, like, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't know about that. And I think all of those things that I've been through, that I've seen, gone through with my parents, my brothers, my sister, my grandparents, it all shaped me, and it molded my mind into this to this rock where I'm like, nothing shakes me. I might shake a little bit, because some things are foreign, but nothing ever breaks me. And I think a lot of guys don't understand that, and I think a lot of guys have proven that they are breakable.
Yeah, true. Well, there's another question from one of our viewers. His name is Amar Youssef. He asked, down the line, would you consider middleweight? So maybe two belts. What do you think?
That depends. If Israel Adesanya has moved up to light heavyweight, or is no longer fighting there, or is no longer the champion, then maybe. But right now, as long as he's the champion, absolutely not, because I like having two Nigerians with two belts. I'd rather have two Nigerians with two belts than one Nigerian with two belts. And so
Okay. So you guys
that's
are
my
pretty
brother.
close friends as well, or
Yeah, yeah. That's my brother, and there's no, I see no thrill in trying to go up and challenge for his belt. That's his belt.
well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, respect that as well. He also is a pretty good fighter as well. Most of the time when you're fighting, because I really noticed something funny about your style. It's like you're taking your time. You're not trying to force anything. But would you say, are you looking to hurt or maybe weaken an opponent, or is every blow that you give, are you actually looking for a knockout? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to hurt them.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But like that's where I say my mind is stronger than a lot of these other guys as well. Because when we go into the fights, first of all, I'm a champion, so each fight is a championship fight. It's 5 rounds, so I understand that it's not a sprint.
Exactly.
It's a marathon. Yeah, it's a race, but it's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
and and so I understand how to basically use my time accordingly, and just see what an opponent does, and see what they give me, and take what they give me. If they come out hard right away, like this previous opponent did,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, because I know they can't run the race. They can't run the race at the pace that I'm going to go.
Yeah. Well, we have another question from Tuan. He says, what do you think of Colby? Still thinking he is the better one. He's better than you. While you already knocked his ass out.
Yeah. You can think that, but the world knows what happened. The world
Yeah.
knows how that. So all I have to say is that he can go watch the replay of what happened.
But you know the funny thing about that fight, I really expected you to also, take him down a little bit. What was your mentality? Why did you stay up the whole time? Why? Because
It was
everyone was expecting
that,
you to honestly to, take it down. Because that's what you usually do. You dominate guys,
yeah,
you really make them work. But this time I think you did like 0 takedowns the whole fight, something like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
explain why,
This fight,
what went through your mind? What happened?
this is what I mean by by my mind. This fight was more personal. This guy said a lot of things. He did a lot of things, antics, not just to me, to my family, my religion, my country, but also to my former late manager, and just he did a lot of different things that just rubbed me the wrong way. And so just who he stood for and what he was about. Me going in there and tactfully breaking him down and dissecting him and then beating him that way, I don't think was going to be enough for the world. I think the world needed to see me put a beating on him and eventually knock him out the way I did. So
Yeah, exactly.
I gave the
That was
world a
nice.
treat that night.
Well, that's true. Well, what do you think about the UFC 251? Because you had your belt on the line, but the BMF belt was not on the line. Do you think you just defeated Masvidal? Do you think you should also have a chance and be able at least to call yourself also a BMF? Don't you think that should also be a title that you should also get a chance to at least try to win it, or at least give you a chance to win it? What do you think?
Yeah, see, the thing is, initially that's what everyone is saying, and so
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking, yeah, just bring it though, I'll take it, But what people are failing to realize is that was just a promotional stunt. Like it's like when you enter a competition, a powerlifting, weightlifting competition or something, and there's a champion. They give you the gold, the cup. Then there's a runner-up. There's a third place guy. Then the guy that gets fourth or fifth, they might give you like ribbons, like just for entering the competition. Like, here, thanks for participating.
exactly.
That's what that belt was for them. Was thanks for participating in this event. Here, have this little silver, copper, or whatever color that belt is.
Yeah,
Um, that's all that was, and everyone understands that BMF means nothing. It's just a way of saying you're a fun fighter. Here, you're fun to watch. So here, this is what this is. But that doesn't signify anything. It's not about being a champion or something. None of that. I think I tried mentioning it to the boss, and he laughed at me. He's like, "That's one and done. That's nothing. I don't know why you want that thing, but it's just one and done. It's not really belt or nothing like that."
I know you won the fight, but still, I'm pretty curious.
Yes.
Like, is there something in your mind, or at least your experience, because you're the one experiencing the whole fight, that you think, okay, I wish I would have done this differently?
Yeah, I think I gave him too much respect on the stand up, and
What do
I
you
could
mean
have.
by that? What do you mean by that?
I think he's a
Elaborate.
he's a very dangerous opponent, and yeah, he kicks hard, he punches hard, but nothing that I haven't seen before, nothing that I haven't felt before, and I think I just kind of just being. I think it was just the whole event, being there, fighting in the morning, and being quarantined, and I felt a little. I wasn't myself the whole time, so
Okay.
it was kind of tough to be able to just let go, let loose, and do whatever I wanted. But by the third round, watching it over, I could have opened up and I could have just done whatever I wanted, just like I do with everybody. So honestly, I think if that fight did happen again, I think I won't stop him inside probably 4 rounds.
Yeah, I think that would have been a way to at least shut the people up who think, oh, this fight was this fight was that. I think it would have gained you, of course, it would have gained you some extra eyes, like, oh, watch this guy, because he brought a lot of followers to the fight, and that's true. But it was a pretty good fight, and we just got another question from Iggy. She said, "How is your relationship with Masvidal post fight?"
Really, no relationship. I mean, he's he's a fighter. He's an opponent. We fought, and that's that. Um, we fought. Mutual respect once you're done. But he wants to do it again, so
Yeah.
we potentially will do it again.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Well, we have another question from WWL MMA. That's a great page. Would you fight Khabib if he moves up to welterweight? Ooh, that's a good one.
No, I don't. Well, that's different. If he moves up to welterweight and he asks for the fight, that's a different topic.
Yeah.
But me personally, no, I wouldn't want to fight Khabib. He's also another brother of mine, and I don't see why we should have to fight. We're getting money in our divisions. He's getting a lot of money in his division.
True.
I'm doing the same. So, what's the purpose of having to fight one another?
Yeah, true, but sometimes it's also what I call it for the entertainment of the sport. Eventually it is the public who pay the money, so people can how would I say? It's the public that pays the money, so people can view. So the people want to see the fight, so it's also good to please them as well. Maybe in that rare sense, I understand the fight.
Yes.
We got a question from Fukoji MMA. I think I just butchered that name as well. It said best striker in the division, in your opinion. What do you think? Who is the best striker in your division?
I would have to say best striker. Maybe that's a tough one. I know Vicente Luque is an excellent striker.
Okay.
Leon Edwards is a good striker.
Okay.
Jorge Masvidal was a good striker.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say probably it's a close tie between all those guys. Masvidal is very good, and we saw how that went. So
yeah. Who would you say you fought against? Who would you say you fought against? And when that guy hit you, you were like, "Damn, this guy has power."
No one really.
No one.
No
so
one
you have never
really.
been in a cage and you get hit and you be
Part
like, "Oh man, this guy has power more than I expected."
No one really in the fights. I think I'm hit so hard at practice that by the time I get into the fight,
Yeah.
they're like, that's normal.
Well, we got a question from Dazani. Yeah, and he says, Kamaru, who is your inspiration? And says, Greason's from Bosnia. Respect.
Inspiration, Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, these would be my inspiration.
And would you say they're
These are the-
inspiration because they're legends or they had an impact in your childhood or your life?
Both. They were the guys that you grow up watching. You see how they were in their career, and then now in the position that I'm in, I'm getting able to meet them and talk to them and actually pick their brain. So, yeah, I would say, they were just the guys that I look up to.
Okay, pretty awesome. Well, we have a last question that we're going to pick from the audience, at least from the online questionnaire. It's from Derop. He says, how many times do you work out during your off-fight days?
When I'm in camp,
Yeah.
I could have as much as maybe 3 sessions a day.
Oh, wow.
And so morning session, I might be there from, maybe a run in the morning, an hour, and then I go back for another 2.5 hour training. And then, of course, see your doctors and chiropractors and those things that you have to do in between, and then go back for a night practice. So it's a full-time job.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome. Well, this is going to be our last question for this interview. I really appreciate you having the time. So, Kamaru Usman, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next for you, brother?
I need to continue to spend some time with my daughter. That's what's next. And then
Okay.
fight probably in a couple of weeks, a month.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, thank you very much for your time. And we already said it, like during this interview, we're going to give away some free Kamaru Usman t-shirt. And the winner Wait, let me just show this shirt real quick. This is the back, by the way. So you see the Nigerian Nightmare. This is the front of the shirt, and the winner is gonna be Amir, and he's gonna win a 250 euros voucher and also a shirt of Kamaru Usman. And we also have a second winner, and the second winner is Tyler 2K. And the last winner is going to be Med Lemon Ahmed. So, guys, shoot us on Instagram a message. Tell us that you win. We're going to make sure you get all the preparations. We're going to make all the preparations. You're going to get a free shirt, and you're going to get a 250 euro/dollar voucher, which you can spend on our website. Appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, thank you, champ. And yeah, man, the fight was lovely. Really happy that you're on our team. And is there any last words you want to say? Oh, man, that's cute. Is there any last words you want to tell the viewers before we shut it down?
Yeah, just I'm just on a quest for greatness right now. I'm running this race by myself on this quest. So I can't wait to see where it all ends.
I think we can't wait to see it as well. Well, thank you, champ. Thank you for your time. And all the viewers, we want to thank you guys. And hopefully we're going to see you guys next time. So make sure you join us and follow us online on social media so you can also join our next live exclusive interview. Thank you guys for your time and have a good day.